In this video, I'm going to show you how to initially set up your class before you create any content. So really, this video is intended for people who have an empty class, who are kind of trying to figure out exactly where to begin and how to kind of start their course. It really is going to help you in the long run keep your class organized and to really make it easy for your students to navigate around it. So here, I'm in my class. It's currently empty. There's no class message that's been set. There's no units. There's no content. So what I recommend an instructor or content designer does first is they create the units for their class. So a unit is a way that you can group content. So it will contain lessons or assignments. You can order these units in whatever order you want. You can name them whatever you want. So typically I find that these groups or units are named after the week of the semester or term, or they're named after the topic title, or they're named after the chapter titles, whatever you want. Let me show you how to get started. So to create your units, go to the content repository of your class, and at the bottom of your screen you'll see the button that says New Unit. So what I want you to do is click on New Unit and give it a name. So I'll call this one Chapter 1, and I'll call it Functions. So I'll click on Add Unit, and notice that this unit is now created. I'll create another one called Chapter 2, Limits. You can see as I add them, they appear here on my screen. So I'm going to add the rest of my units to my class. So I have my 7 units created here. Now what I want to do is order them and how I want them to appear to the student from top to bottom. So right now they're in the wrong order, so I'm just going to drag them and reorder them on my screen. Now one thing to mention as well is that notice that each unit is currently empty. There is a 0 in parentheses next to it. That means that there's currently no lessons or assignments within these units. Now if a unit is empty, such as these on my screen, they will not appear on the class homepage. So if I go back to the class homepage, notice that nothing still appears. They will only appear if there's actually content within them. So to give you an idea of how that looks like, let me create a new, and I'll click lesson here, and I'll put this lesson into Chapter 1 Functions. So I'll just create some simple, dummy text here that will appear within the lesson. But I just want to show you what happens when I click Save and Close. So notice that it now appears within the unit called Chapter 1 Functions. So when you click on Create New and go to Lessons or Assignments, you have to choose where you want it to go, what unit you want it to go into. Now, of course, it's not locked to that particular unit. You can move it afterwards using the buttons below, Add To. But by default, where do you want it to go? And once you have something within that unit on the class homepage, notice it appears there. So let me add some more content to the class to show you how it will look once everything is filled with lots of lessons and assignments. Okay, so I have created a bunch of content. Now notice that each unit has several lessons and assignments within it. And now when I go back to the class homepage, you can see how it's very nice and organized. The course is complete, so students can easily browse and find what they need. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the class message. Currently, it hasn't been set, so if you want to set a message here, click on Class Info, click on Edit, and then scroll down to Class Message. You can put whatever text you want here. You can put embedded videos. You can put links to other sources. I'll simply say Welcome to the class. I'll change the font to be something different and bigger and add some color to it, like you see here. Click Submit, and notice that on the class homepage now, my class message is set. And this can be changed at any time throughout the course. And that's how you set up your course. Again, I want to recommend that when you do so, you create your units first in the content repository, and then you can adjust your class message afterwards. Once you have it kind of shelled out and ready for content, it just makes it easier to kind of place your content as you go forward, as opposed to creating all your assignments and lessons at once and then moving them afterwards. That can be very time consuming. So I highly recommend that you shell out your course first with all the units that are empty and the class message.